Ciao Fabri, we are back in the podcast.
Hello, guys.
A lot of things happening in the last week, and probably more will happen in the next ones. And we are heading to the final weeks of the transfer window.
Yes. Yeah. We're arriving to the end, and so many things to discuss.
Here we go.
The Here We Go podcast is excited to introduce Skrill, our official sponsor and the payments app for money movers and money makers. With the Skrill app, you can pay online, send money, and buy and sell cryptocurrencies all in a few taps. It's quick, easy, and there is no need to rely on your bank. Depending on where you live, you can get a Skrill card too. The card will be delivered straight to your home address and gives you instant access to your balance in stores, online, or as cash at ATMs. Search for Skrill, spelled Skrill, and download the app today.
Okay, let's start with Cristiano Ronaldo because it's a bit news of the day with Carlo Ancelotti words
Yes.
on Twitter, and he was very clear about his future.
Yes. He confirmed that at the moment there is nothing between Real Madrid and Cristiano Ronaldo. And let's clarify the Cristiano Ronaldo situation in general, because it's many questions about this situation of Cristiano, and as of now Juventus have not received any proposal from Cristiano Ronaldo, from Real Madrid, from Manchester City, from Paris Saint-Germain, nothing at all as of now. And that's why Juventus have been stating for many weeks with the vice president Pavel Nedved and many people in the board that they are counting on Cristiano Ronaldo as part of their team for the new season. Then let's see what happens, because we know after the Messi deal that everything can happen in transfers, but as of now the situation is still quiet and Juventus have not received any proposal. What's the situation club by club? About Paris Saint-Germain, I can say that they are not interested in signing Cristiano Ronaldo. They are not working to sign Cristiano, so there are no talks at the moment between Jorge Mendes, Cristiano agent, and Paris Saint-Germain. So at the moment, no plan for Cristiano to PSG. About Manchester City, they have a priority, and it's Harry Kane. So let's see what happens on Kane's side, and we're going to discuss about it. But Manchester City priority is Harry Kane. So this is what they are planning on the transfer market this summer. And talking about the situation of Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti has been so clear. Is from Chiringuito, Edu Aguirre, who is really close to Cristiano, reported about this interest from Carlo Ancelotti to have Cristiano back. But as he said, at Real Madrid, Florentino Perez is the man who decides everything. At the moment, there is nothing, negotiation or anything between Juventus and Real Madrid, or between Cristiano and Real Madrid. So that's why the situation is quiet at the moment. Let's see what happens in the next days, if we will have some surprise, but at the moment it's really quiet. And from Juventus, they still say that they have no updates on Cristiano Ronaldo and they're still counting on him as part of the team.
Yeah, that's for sure something to look about in the next days. And also the situation of Kylian Mbappé, because now the Messi is official to Paris Saint-Germain. There are still rumors about Mbappé to Real Madrid, of course. So what is the position of Paris Saint-Germain right now?
Yes, talking Kylian Mbappé, I see many Real Madrid fans furious and angry with me because I say that at the moment there are no talks, no negotiation, and it's still the same situation by weeks. But guys, this is what I know. So I want to clarify that from what I'm told, it's true that Real Madrid are interested and obsessed with Mbappé, as I always say. They want Kylian Mbappé. But at the moment, from Paris Saint-Germain, they have no intention to negotiate or to sell Mbappé this summer. So at the moment, the situation is quiet. If in the next days the situation will change with other clubs trying to fix the situation, and Real Madrid, because it's Real Madrid. So if Real Madrid will have the green light from Paris Saint-Germain and say, okay, let's do the bid, I will be happy to update about the situation. But as of now, Paris Saint-Germain position is we want to keep Kylian Mbappé at the club. We are convinced that we can keep the player. They have no agreement with Mbappé on the new contract, and that's why the situation is still open. But as of now, Real Madrid are still waiting to see what happens with Paris Saint-Germain, and same for Kylian Mbappé. So at the moment it's up to Paris Saint-Germain. If the situation will change in the next days, we will talk about it. But as of now, it's not close to join Real Madrid, just because the two clubs are not negotiating as of now.
Yeah, from last week to this week, the world has changed basically because of Messi. Nowadays official to Paris Saint-Germain, and also Barcelona now they also have to do some exits, in the club, but also Koeman said he wants a new striker. So let's talk a bit about Barcelona now in the post-Messi era. So 3 names I want to mention you, and then you go. One is Pjanic, one is Umtiti, and one is Aubameyang.
Yes, talking about Miralem Pjanic, the situation is that he was the plan B for Juventus in case the Locatelli deal wasn't go through, but Locatelli will join Juventus, so it's done. And talking Miralem Pjanic, now it depends on Aaron Ramsey. If Ramsey will leave Juventus, he could become an opportunity for Juventus on the market, but it's not advanced yet because at the moment there are no proposals from Aaron Ramsey. So it's still quiet, and let's see what happens with Pjanic in the next few days, and if his agent will try for some solution also in the Premier League, if they can have some new opportunity for Miralem Pjanic. Talking about Umtiti, is a player that Barcelona want out of the club. Benfica have made no proposal, so at the moment it's not possible for Benfica to sign Umtiti, and Barcelona have not received any proposal from Benfica for Umtiti. They still hope to find a solution, but as of now there is nothing for Umtiti. And let me clarify also about Clément Lenglet and rumors about Roma. Roma are not in talks to sign Lenglet. Then let's see what happens in the next days, but as of now they are not in talks with Barcelona for Lenglet. And about Aubameyang, these rumors about a swap deal with Coutinho, Aubameyang to Barcelona and Coutinho to Arsenal, there is nothing as of now. Nothing also on this side, and Aubameyang is not a target for Barcelona this summer. So it's true that they want a striker, as Koeman said, but Aubameyang is not in the list. Also because his salary is 10 million euro net per season. So they are working to change the situation with salaries, and imagine signing a player with 10 million euro as salary.
You already mentioned about Locatelli to Juventus. Done deal. What about the details of this? Because it's Juventus' second signing of the summer, but it's the most important one as of today, of course.
Yes. It's a top signing, I would say, because Juventus were working on this deal since months before the Euros, and then they decided to wait during the Euros to respect Italy national team, Manuel Locatelli himself and Sassuolo, so they were waiting a bit. Now it's done. It's a loan with buy obligation. It's a 2 years loan with buy obligation for 35 million euro. So deal has been completed for this fee. And the agreement with the player was done since 3 months, so he will sign a 5 years contract. Arsenal wanted Locatelli, so it's important to clarify on this point that Arsenal were keen on Locatelli. They wanted Locatelli, but they were out of the race since more than 1 month because they knew that Locatelli only wanted Juventus, and Arsenal are only signing players happy with the situation of their club and ready to join their club, not players not 100% convinced. Locatelli only wanted to join Juventus. He was trying and pushing to join Juventus this summer. He won in this race because he's going to Juventus, and so it's a done deal. So here we go for Manuel Locatelli to you.
Let's talk about Liverpool now a bit. What's the situation of Shaqiri? And we're talking about a player, of course, that he might leave the club. And Klopp was also clear for the transfer window in the next days.
Yes. I think Jurgen Klopp was so clear, and as always said, Liverpool need to sell players before signing new players. This is the only thing that Liverpool can do on this market, and I think Jurgen Klopp has been so clear. They signed Konate, but to sign new players, new striker, I would say, in attacking position, and new midfielder, they need to sell some player. So about the midfielder, it has to be an opportunity. About the striker, they need to sell some player. For Shaqiri and Lyon, they've been in negotiation, but as of now, there is still no agreement. Shaqiri has an agreement with Lyon, but there is still no agreement between clubs. So let's see what happens during the negotiation. And talking about the situation of other signings, as I said, for the midfielder, is about the opportunities. It's not something imminent as of now, and that's why they are still waiting. They need to sell players, Liverpool, or they can continue with this deal.
Talking about a player that he was linked also with Liverpool, Renato Sanchez. He underwent a surgery, right? So that might change his transfer situation, or it's not linked.
No. I think that, of course, he has an injury and he has to be out for 6 weeks, so he won't be able to transfer this summer. And that's why the transfer has been so quiet in the last days. Maybe the situation will change, but at the moment there is nothing advanced for Renato Sanchez just because he's injured. He had to have, because of this injury, some surgery in the last days. So everything has been completed by this point of view. But for the transfer, everything is blocked because of this point. So Renato Sanchez, I think, is staying at Lille till January. Red Bull Leipzig wanted him. He was on the list. Barcelona were considering him as an option as midfielder, but it was really complicated because of the price. So it was not an advanced negotiation. And Liverpool, they love the player. They love Renato Sanchez, but they have to sell players to sign new players. And that's why Renato Sanchez Liverpool was never an advanced negotiation.
Well, you mentioned Leipzig, so I go with Sabitzer update. What about Bayern Munich? Salihamidzic wasn't really open to discuss about it with the press.
Yes, he wasn't really open, but because Bayern Munich are working on it. So from what I'm told, also in the last hours, Bayern Munich had new contacts with Sabitzer camp. They are really pushing on this side because they want Sabitzer, and Sabitzer wants to join Bayern. So they are negotiating directly with the player, but they have still no agreement with Leipzig, but they're working on it. So Sabitzer is a real target for Bayern Munich, and let's see if in the next 2 weeks they will be able to find an agreement.
The Here We Go podcast is excited to introduce Skrill, our official sponsor and the payments app for money movers and money makers. With the Skrill app, you can pay online, send money, and buy and sell cryptocurrencies all in a few taps. It's quick, easy, and there is no need to rely on your bank. Depending on where you live, you can get a Skrill card too. The card will be delivered straight to your home address and gives you instant access to your balance in stores, online, or as cash at ATMs. Search for Skrill, spelled SKRILL, and download the app today.
Let's move to Harry Kane, the man of the moment, I would say.
Yes, he's the man of the moment, and he will be one of the men of the next days because the situation is still with Manchester City not giving up on Harry Kane. They are not giving up. They want Harry Kane. They are preparing a new bid for 150 million euro, and they are ready with this bid if Tottenham will change their stance. But from Tottenham, they still say the same. They want to keep Harry Kane, so it's a poker game. It will continue to be a poker game in the next days. So the situation is basically the same for Harry Kane. And guys, I think that Manchester City also in the next days will try again because they are still keen on Harry Kane. They want him. They consider him the priority. He was the priority together with Jack Grealish, and he's still the priority as striker. So at the moment, he's Harry Kane as main target for Manchester City and still pushing on this deal. Let's see if Tottenham will change their position.
Talking about Tottenham, I want to mention two names. One is Vlahovic, and also it's linked with Atletico Madrid, and another one is Nathan Nandez, which is a new name.
Yes, I want to say to Tottenham fans, be prepared because in these 2 weeks, I think that Fabio Paratici will work on many deals and on many players for the same position. So you will have a lot of names for the same position. So it's about the centre-back because they have a list with many names. Nothing new on Pau Torres, and Milenkovic has always been in the list. So let's see what Tottenham will decide for the centre-back. For the midfielder, Nandez is a player they are considering. As I said some days ago, they are in negotiation. They are in talks, in direct talks with Cagliari, but they have not made an official proposal yet from Tottenham because they want to be 100% confirmed, 100% sure of signing a new midfielder. So it's up to Tottenham to decide about this deal, but Nandez is one of the possibilities they have in the list. And Inter are no longer in the race for Nathan Nandez, so Tottenham are considering this kind of move. But let's see what they will decide in the coming days. Talking about Dusan Vlahovic is a complicated situation. It's a complicated situation because Tottenham have an interest, and it's true, and it's 100% confirmed as we say since weeks. Atletico Madrid have an interest. They made a bid, but Fiorentina are not accepting this bid as of now. Atletico Madrid are still pushing on Dusan Vlahovic, but there is a deadline, so it won't be like till next week to try for Dusan Vlahovic. Atletico Madrid want to take a decision this week on the striker. Let's see if Fiorentina will change their stance on Dusan Vlahovic. They are still hoping to keep the player. If Atletico Madrid will not be able to sign Dusan Vlahovic, Tottenham can consider him as an option, but Fiorentina are not accepting 50 million euros or something like this. So it will be a complicated deal, but Tottenham are still looking at the situation. It's not advanced as of now, but Fabio Paratici works like this, guys. So you need to wait sometimes and see what happens, but as of now, it's interest, yes, advanced, not yet, but Tottenham have an interest in Vlahovic. Atletico are pushing, and let's see what Fiorentina will decide.
Tottenham, Atletico, both clubs were linked with Lautaro Martinez, but his agent said that he wants to renew the contract with Inter Milan, and I think tomorrow will be in the city, right?
Yes, the agent of Lautaro Martinez will be in the city tomorrow. He will meet with Inter. They will be offering him a new contract. He's not leaving the club. This is what Inter say, because Tottenham were offering 70 million euro plus add-ons to arrive around 90 million euro. Atletico Madrid were offering around 70 million euro plus add-ons. It was not around 90 total for Atletico Madrid. But no agreement because Inter sold Lukaku, Inter sold Hakimi, and so at the moment they don't need to sell any other player, and they want to keep Lautaro Martinez to extend his contract, and so I see Lautaro Martinez staying because this is what Inter say. Then we know that transfer market is crazy, but at the moment Inter are convinced that Lautaro Martinez is staying, and I will keep an eye on Mateus Cunha for Atletico Madrid, because Roma were considering him in case Tammy Abraham deal was not going through, and also Atalanta were considering him here in Italy, but Atletico Madrid have Mateus Cunha in their list together with Vlahovic, so it's or Vlahovic or Mateus Cunha. But it's a player they're following. It's a player they're having contacts for because they like Mateus Cunha. They think it could be an interesting signing. So keep an eye on Mateus Cunha for Atletico Madrid. If Dusan Vlahovic deal, that is the priority for Atletico, won't go through in the coming days.
You already mentioned about Lautaro, so we can also move on to other strikers because there were a lot of official announcement this week. One is Edin Dzeko to Inter Milan, one is Romelu Lukaku to Chelsea, and one is Tammy Abraham to Roma today. About Abraham, what about the buyback clause?
Yes, because someone is saying from Italy that there is no buyback clause for Tammy Abraham just because in the press release from Roma it was not included. It's a private agreement, and there is a buyback clause, for Chelsea, valid from June 2023, so in 2 years, and Chelsea would be able to sign Tammy Abraham for 80 million euro. It depends by the player, of course, because if the player will say no, the player is always who decides in the deal.
Yeah.
But Chelsea have the buyback clause. It's 100% included. It's confirmed by Chelsea sources and by Roma sources and by player sources. So Chelsea have this buyback clause for Tammy Abraham, but it's, of course, Roma hope that the player will stay for many years. They're really happy with him. They paid 40 million euro plus 5 million euro add-ons for Tammy Abraham, so everything has been completed. Also, his contract is for 5 years.
Chelsea now considers also some exits, like Zuma, like Emerson. What about them?
Yes, talking Chelsea, they are looking for a situation of Zuma because he had an opportunity of being included in Koundé deal, but there is no agreement with Sevilla on the price of Zuma, and that's why he maybe could be part of different deals, like with West Ham, still interested in Zuma, but they have still no agreement. So Zuma's future is still in the air, but West Ham are interested now, again, on Kurt Zuma. Emerson Palmieri, Olympique Lyon is pushing. They are pushing for a loan with obligation to buy. Emerson has extended his contract for 1 more year for Chelsea, so it's till 2023, and Lyon are trying with this formula for Emerson Palmieri. But from Napoli, they still hope to do something with Emerson. Luciano Spalletti, the manager, would love to have Emerson Palmieri. So let's see what happens. But Lyon are really pushing on Emerson. Napoli are still hoping to hijack the deal, I would say.
But Koundé is still a target for Chelsea, right?
Yes. Koundé is still a target. They still want Jules Koundé. Now it's time to decide about the deal because they are talking with Sevilla since many weeks, and there is still no agreement on this point between Sevilla and Chelsea, but they're still negotiating for Koundé. He's always been the priority as centre-back, and so after Lukaku deal and after selling some player, because Chelsea are working to sell as many players as they can, of course, and not talking about top players, but about players they are ready to get rid of, and so Koundé is still the main target. Let's see what happens in the coming days, but Koundé is still the main target as centre-back for Chelsea. The problem is about the value, because Chelsea don't want to pay the clause around 80 million euro. They want to negotiate with Sevilla around 60, 65 million value for Koundé. Let's see if they will be able to find an agreement.
Talking about Arsenal, Odegaard, we always said about him to keep an eye on his situation, and also about Xhaka new contract. What are the updates?
Yes, Xhaka has signed a new contract with Arsenal. It's till 2024, but with an option to extend till 2025, so potentially 2025 for Granit Xhaka with Arsenal, and everything has been completed with the player. Talking about Odegaard, I received a lot of questions about Maddison, and it's absolutely true that Arsenal have an interest in Maddison, but the priority is Martin Odegaard. So they're working on Martin Odegaard with Real Madrid. The plan A, from what I know, has always been Martin Odegaard. Let's see now what's happening with Odegaard in negotiation with Real Madrid, because Arsenal are waiting for the green light from Real Madrid to submit their bid for Martin Odegaard to try again, and let's see what will be the value, because according to Arsenal has to be around 30-35 million euro. Real Madrid want more than this, so they need to find an agreement, and let's see if they can find the right way on Odegaard, or maybe with a different formula, but he is the main target. If Odegaard deal won't go through, let's see what happens if Maddison will be back as an option for Arsenal, but it's not imminent as of now.
Talking about Manchester United, Varane is finally official. That's something we were waiting for weeks, right? And also there are still rumors about Tolisso.
Yes, rumors about Tolisso, but Tolisso is not in the list for Manchester United, so no Tolisso for Man United. And talking Varane, yes, finally it's been completed, and so Manchester United fans can be happy with their new centre-back. And talking United, keep an eye on Andreas Pereira, because Flamengo are really pushing now to sign him on loan. And also Everton had an interest in him. They were approaching Manchester United, but now is not advanced yet, and Flamengo are pushing to have Andreas Pereira. Final decision will be by the player, so in some days he will decide and he will communicate his decision, but Flamengo are pushing to have Andreas Pereira.
The Here We Go podcast is excited to introduce Skrill, our official sponsor and the payments app for money movers and money makers. With the Skrill app, you can pay online, send money, and buy and sell cryptocurrencies all in a few taps. It's quick, easy, and there is no need to rely on your bank. Depending on where you live, you can get a Skrill card too. The card will be delivered straight to your home address and gives you instant access to your balance in stores, online, or as cash at ATMs. Search for Skrill, spelled SKRILL, and download the app today.
Okay, let's end this episode with a classic now, I would say, quick fire from you. So where you want to start? From Antist?
Let's start with Antist. Yes, interesting player from Toulouse, because Spezia in Italy are trying to sign him from Toulouse in second division in France. Interesting talent, and so Spezia are pushing to find a solution together with Sassuolo, being in collaboration with Sassuolo. So let's see if they will be able to find the right way.
Matt Miazga?
Alaves from Spain, on loan from Chelsea. Negotiation ongoing. It will be completed this week. There are final stages for Miazga joining Alaves.
Kennedy
had a player for Chelsea to leave the club as Ike Ugbo, so both players are prepared to leave Chelsea in the next days. Kennedy has some proposals from Spain, and are interesting proposal that the player is waiting, but also Flamengo are pushing for him. So Kennedy has these two opportunities, Flamengo or La Liga, and Ike Ugbo will be a Genk player. Never had a chance for Anderlecht, is Genk, and everything will be completed on a permanent deal this week.
Sergio Romero?
He was close to join Granada, former Manchester United goalkeeper. It was really close to be completed, but then they decided to move on Luis Maximiano from Sporting. It's a done deal for 4.5 million euro, and everything has been completed with Maximiano, so Romero is now available as free agent on the market.
Amad Diallo?
Yes, Ahmad will go on loan. It's confirmed. He has proposal from Basel, but also from Premier League clubs, Crystal Palace, Sheffield. Many clubs are interested in Ahmad, but he's not decided yet in the next step. So he will decide with this agent in the next few days, together also with Manchester United. He wants Premier League football, so let's see what happens.
Thiago Almada?
Thiago Almada had an opportunity with Atlanta for January, so I see many Olympique Marseille fans asking about Thiago Almada, but as of now, Atlanta are still confident to sign him in January, and so at the moment I would say that he's really close to join Atlanta United in January in MLS.
And let's end with Paul Lirola.
Yes, Paul Lirola deal with Olympique Marseille is still going through, talk in progress. I know it's more than 2 months that Olympique Marseille are negotiating with Fiorentina for Lirola, but the agreement is really close. We're talking about details, and Fiorentina has to find a replacement. That's why it's taking a bit long, but Lirola only wants to play for Marseille.
Thank you, Fabri. See you next week.
Thank you, guys, and see you soon.